What's up, everybody? Andy Drifter here, and thank you for tuning in. I am back home in Chicago. It was a great weekend of baseball as Miguel Cabrera made history. He became the 33rd player to get to 3,000 career hits and only the 7th player to get to 500 home runs and 3,000 hits. The only 6 members of that club, or the other 6 members of that club, Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Eddie Murray, those 3 are in the Hall of Fame. Albert Pujols, who's still playing, and A-Rod and Rafael Palmeiro, who unfortunately have ties to PEDs, and they will most likely never get into Cooperstown. So what is next for Miggy? Well, he's 39. Next year will be the last year of his contract. He'll be 40 years old. Will he continue to play? I seriously doubt it. I mean, what does he have to play for? He's pretty much achieved everything that a ball player can achieve. He got his World Series ring early. He got that out of the way with his time at the Marlins. Every individual award that you can think of, he has it. So I think after the 2023 season, he will ride off into the sunset. So let's talk about some of his final numbers and where he could end up. Eddie Murray currently sits at number 14 on the all-time hit list. He's got 3,255 hits. And Nap Lajoie, he sits at number 15 on that list with 3,243. Miggy has 3,002 at the moment. If he stays healthy for this year and next year, I could see him getting 120 hits each season, and he will finish off somewhere between Murray and Lajoie in the 15 slot of all time. As far as home runs go, he is currently at 502. 3 guys occupy the number 20 slot. That is Frank Thomas, Ted Williams, and Willie McCovey. They each have 521 home runs. Could Miggy hit 20 home runs between this season and next? I think it's entirely possible. He has no home runs yet, but could he finish off with 522 and claim sole possession of the number 20 slot? I think he could do that. Now, the jump from number 20 to 19 is kind of big. Jimmy Fox has 534. I don't see Cabrera catching him, but who knows? Maybe he can get on a hot streak and start banging out some home runs and move his way up further on that list. One last thing about Miggy, he only needs one more double to get to 600 career doubles. That'll make him the 18th player to achieve that feat. So he has had one hell of a career. He is going to be a first ballot slam dunk Hall of Famer. I can't imagine why he would not get 100% of the votes on his first Hall of Fame ballot, but you just never know with sports writers. There might be 1 or 2 that just don't vote him in for whatever reason. But if he gets 100% of the votes, he will be the 2nd player to do so, the first one being Mariano Rivera. So could there be an 8th member of that 3,000 hit, 500 home run club in the future? It's going to be really, really tough. You know, if you'd asked me this a few years ago, I would have said Mike Trout had a 50-50 shot of doing it. But he's had injury issues over the past couple seasons. Last year, he only played in 36 games. Then there was that COVID year of 2020 where he only played 53 games. He sits right now at somewhere around 1,430 hits and 314 home runs. He's 30 years old. He's got 8 more years on his contract with the Angels. I could see him getting to 500 home runs, but 3,000 might be a challenge. That being said, he is one of those guys that is a gym rat. He takes care of his body. So I'll give him a 10% chance of gaining entry into that 3,000 hit, 500 home run club. Regardless of whether or not he does it, I think he will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Manny Machado, he's another name worth mentioning. He's already halfway to 500 home runs. He sits at somewhere, I think, 1,450 hits. He's only 29 years old. But the problem is he plays in San Diego, so that's not going to do him any favors as far as the home runs. I can see him finishing off with somewhere around 450 home runs. But who knows? As long as he stays healthy, I give him a decent shot to get to 3,000 hits. Let's say I'll give him a 30% shot of getting into that club. I give him a better shot than Mike Trout at this moment, just for the fact that he stayed relatively injury-free for most of his career. Now, another name that I would have given more consideration had he stayed with his original team is Nolan Arenado. He's 31 years old. He has less than 1,400 hits. As far as home runs, I don't see him getting to 500, possibly 400. But had he stayed in Colorado, I would have given him a 5% chance of achieving that goal of getting 3,000 hits and 500 home runs. Last year, he got his typical 30 home runs and 100 RBI, but his batting average did take a dip. He was a perennial 290, 300 hitter when he was with Colorado. Last year, he batted 255. That was his first full season with St. Louis. But this year, he has come out like gangbusters, and he's one of the front runners for the NL MVP. I know there's a lot of baseball left, but as of right now, he is on fire. And I think when it's all said and done, it'll just be him and Brooks Robinson as far as best defensive third baseman of all time. I mean, he is truly a human vacuum cleaner. That was the nickname given to Robinson, and you can give that moniker to Nolan Arenado as well. With Mike Trout, Manny Machado, and Nolan Arenado, I'll even throw Bryce Harper in there. I can see those guys getting to 400 home runs and 2,500 hits, which is a pretty nice club to be in. I don't know the exact number, but I'm going to guess around 30 guys have achieved those feats when you consider all the years of baseball being played. 30 guys, that's pretty exclusive company as well. Now, one guy you got to keep your eye on is Juan Soto. He's only played for 5 seasons, but he has built up quite a resume during that time. He's got 2 Silver Sluggers. He's got a batting title, a World Series championship, 2 top 5 MVP finishes, 3 top 10 MVP finishes, and a runner-up to Rookie of the Year. Oh, and an All-Star appearance as well. And he's only 23. That is the scary part. But there's a couple things that are working against him as far as gaining entry into the 3,000 hit, 500 home run club. And not necessarily bad things, but he has tremendous discipline at the plate. I don't think in the history of baseball we've ever seen somebody under the age of 25 that has this much plate discipline. Every year he is in the top 5 as far as walks, on-base percentage, and OPS. And playing in Nationals Park doesn't do him any favors as well. That is not a hitter-friendly stadium, so he can't really beef up his home run stats playing there. He does hit free agency in 2025. It's a foregone conclusion that he will be playing somewhere else. I think there'll be a huge bidding war, assuming that he keeps up what he's been doing. I could see him becoming the first guy in Major League Baseball to make $50 million a year. Perhaps he'll have sort of a Patrick Mahomes type contract, 10 years, $500 million, although in his case, all the money will be guaranteed, as all contracts are in baseball. But Juan Soto, he is one special player. Maybe he'll go to LA. Maybe he'll go to the Yankees, which is definitely much more hitter-friendly stadiums. But that is a guy that you should keep an eye on as far as joining the 3,000 hit, 500 home run club. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video and my commentary. I want to thank you for watching. I truly enjoy all the people that comment on my videos and how we interact. Keep them coming, the comments and questions. And if you haven't already, please hit the like button and the subscribe button. And I will see you again in my next video. Take care and be safe. This is Andy Drifter signing off.